Hi, I'm Paul Eriks,
I'm Joy Bell, Jonathan Eric.
and we are part of the planning committee for this year's 50th anniversary of Lincoln's Class of 57 reunion held at the Space Needle, Seattle, Washington, at the Seattle Center. We're a part of a group of 15 who for the last year and a half to make sure this evening's celebration goes the way we wanted. There are going to be 300 people tonight at our party, and we are going to have a great time.
Is that the biggest turnout ever for one of your reunions?
I think it is. I think people have decided that the 50th is the one to get to.
Now, there's some people that could not make this reunion, Joy Bell. What do you want to say to those folks, the ones that couldn't be here?
For those of you who can't be here, we're really going to miss you. We wish you could have been here, but we hope to see you at a further reunion.
My name is Sharon Farrow Hyde. I live in Bellevue. I lied, I live in Kirkland. Excuse me. I was in the counseling business for 20 years, and now I'm in real estate full-time, and I love it.
And what do you have in your hand there?
This would be a pom-pom for Lincoln. Yay.
My name is Gretchen Geiser-Mork. I live in Edmonds, Washington. I am retired. I was the human resource director for an insurance brokerage firm, and I have 4 grandchildren. And my husband and I just bum around.
I'm Paige Schaefer Fountain. I live in Kenmore, and I'm teaching, and I've been married 43 years, have 2 daughters and 2 granddaughters.
Which teacher from Lincoln inspired you to become a teacher?
It was actually my 6th grade teacher, Mrs. Helen Clark, at Interlake Grade School.
My name is Harriet Johansson Stelzner, and I'm married to Jim, who also is in our class. I have 2 children, 4 grandchildren, and we are golfers. We spent 6 months in Seattle and 6 months in Arizona.
Hi, I'm Jareen Irish Thompson, and I'm married to Earl Thompson from our class, and I have 3 sons and 3 grandsons, and I'm not retired yet, I'm just tired.
What kind of work do you do?
Commercial printing.
Sandra Stewart Smith. I live in Linwood, and I am still working. I'm working at Premier Blue Cross. I have 3 children and 2 grandchildren, and I have, as a single parent, I raised my kids from the education I got from Lincoln High School.
Now, all 6 of you were on the committee, right?
Yes.
Which-
I wasn't totally. Part-time.
What was your job?
The booklet. I've got the booklet. Booklet of memorabilia. As many people as we could find pictures to.
Now, would you say the meetings were more fun or more work?
Fun. But it's been a lot of work. This one did a lot of work.
She's the worker
Fun. Real fun.
If they're lost, Gretchen dug them up.
Anybody's address, I know them all.
Which person did you spend the most time on looking for? Who was the hardest one to find out of the ones that are going to be here tonight? Anybody off the top of your head?
Peter, oh no, he's died. Some people, who was the hardest to find? Who was it that said to me? Oh, Robert Shelton. He said, "How did you find me?"
Is this his first reunion?
No, he's been here one other time.
One more question, ladies. I want to know, 50 years ago on a Saturday night, where would you 6 ladies be right now? What would you be doing 50 years ago?
We'd be riding,
Probably at a
riding
Lincoln.
around in Norma's car smoking cigars.
Probably a Lincoln
Sitting at the
dance.
doodle sack.
The doodle sack.
Dick's Drive-In.
Dick's Drive-In.
I'd be doing the cigars with them.
Hi, I'm Sally Brainerd Ryan, and my husband and I live in the Seattle area in Laurelhurst. We have 2 sons, and we have 1 granddaughter and 2 on the way. And after I graduated from UW, I taught in the Shoreline District in Seattle, and I retired 2 years ago to babysit my granddaughter.
My name is Don Clark. I'm a physicist. Spend most of my time stamping out my own personal ignorance and playing full court basketball with the high school kids.
You keep up with them?
Well, they're faster than I am, but I know where they're going.
Hi, I'm Carol Gross, and I live in Kirkland. And I'm retired, and I used to work for Shell Oil Company for 35 years, and so I'm enjoying life. And I have a new kidney that's given me an additional life. Thank you.
Have you met the person that donated it?
No, it's from South Carolina, and that's all I know. A young person donated.
I'm John Nikon. Here we are. Let's see, I've been in Seattle all this time. Live a couple miles from here. Retired several times, sometimes because I wanted to, sometimes because my boss wanted me to. And now I just completed working 15 years at AAA, and I'm happy with that. Married, 2 children, expecting twin grandchildren in November.
Now think back about all the time you spent at Lincoln High School. There has to be one story that you guys can tell me. Maybe something that happened to you during school with a student, a teacher, maybe an activity, something that kind of stands out in your mind about those years. What would you say, John?
Creighton Hayes taught Pacific Rim history, U.S. history. He said, before the end of the term, procrastination will be the downfall of one or more students in this class.
You weren't one of them, were you?
Actually, I did okay in there. He made me work.
Good. Tell me one story from high school, Carol, something you think about every now and then.
Just the friends for life that I have. There are 10 or 12 of us that have remained close all these years, so that's been special.
How about you, Don?
You'll have to remind me of the name of the biology teacher in the 10th grade, Mr. Altman.
Oh, good for you.
And he's the one who turned me on to science.
I remember an activity that I enjoyed. It was being a cheerleader for the Washington State champions Lincoln High School basketball team.
Can you do a quick cheer for us?
Go Lynx!
Andy Goss, Aerosmith. I'm living in New Mexico.
I'm Michael McFarland Parker, and I live in Glenwood Springs, Colorado.
I'm Carol Lee Powell Davis. I live in Des Moines, Washington.
Deanna Danielle Cody, and I live in Curlew, Washington.
Carolyn Granson. I live in Seattle, Washington.
Now, do all 5 of you girls remember each other from high school?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
I want you to tell me the truth. Which of you got in the most trouble back then?
Andy.
Yes.
Now, tell me one time you got in trouble. What did you do to get in trouble back
Oh, I can't answer that on TV.
then? Smoke a cigarette, maybe?
Oh, of course.
Did you go to the beanery?
Yeah. I went to the beanery.
Beanery?
Me and my husband, no, we had our first beer.
Now, what was Carol like in high school? Tell me the truth.
Carol?
Me. Yeah, think of something good.
Was
She
a
was
good?
fun. She was fun. Carol was fun.
She was dark-haired, petite, and cute.
She was cute.
She still has her lovely dark hair.
And what was this girl like, Carolyn?
I was she was shy.
I went home every day for lunch because I only live a block away.
That's a good girl.
She was a good girl.
Your mom made you lunch every day?
Yes, she did.
And comb your hair.
I didn't get in on all the fun at lunchtime at Lincoln.
Okay, one more question, ladies. Think about the last 50 years of your life. Tell me something you've done, maybe in regards to your family, maybe a career, maybe a personal goal that you've accomplished. What can you share with us, Carolyn? Something you're proud of.
Well, I spend a lot of time up Mount Vernon, Washington. I have a farm up there, and it keeps me busy raising crops.
Milk some cows? Or?
Oh, no cows now. But
Do you have any children?
no children.
Are you married now?
No, I'm just dating Bob Schaefer.
I just asked her, she said,
How about you?
I married my husband, John Cody, and I'm quite proud of that.
How long have you been married?
34 years.
What's one hobby you have today? What do you do for fun?
I still like to ski.
Okay. How about you, Karen?
Oh, I've been married 46 years to Eldon, and we have 3 children, and they've all been so healthy, so I guess proud of our endowment at Children's Hospital.
What's it take to stay married for that long? What's the secret?
Oh boy.
Patience.
Believing in your vows.
Be honest.
And stick on, because good grief, it's difficult, it's challenging, and you don't want to do it again.
Have you been a good wife?
Yeah, really.
How about you?
Just raising 4 kids.
Okay. What's one of your hobbies today?
Kayaking.
What?
Kayaking.
Oh, really? That's cool.
She's good.
Well, let's see. I'm nobody knew it in high school, but I'm almost deaf, And despite that, I have a music career with I hear the music of his fairs, and so I go on concerts and make CDs. And
Do you still get in trouble?
no.
No fun. She's having no fun at all.
My name is Larry Covey, and I came from Selah, Washington, about 150 miles from here.
My name's Dick Diven. I came from Post Falls, Idaho, about 300 miles.
My name's Ron Allison. I came from Issaquah, about 20 miles.
My name is Dave Wagner, and I came from Hewlett, Wyoming, about 1,200 miles.
Now, I want each of you guys to tell me what's been going through your mind the last couple of days before coming to this reunion. Would you say you were nervous? Were you looking forward to it? Were you thinking you might not recognize people?
Oh, looking forward to it.
How long has it been since you've been to a reunion?
5 years.
5 years.
Yes.
How about you, sir? What have you been thinking about?
Well, this is my first reunion, so it'll probably be my last, but I was looking forward to it.
And tell us why this is your first one. What took you so long?
Well, I was all out of state or out of sight when the time was coming, so yeah.
I went to the 40th, so, and then I think I went to a couple prior to that.
It's been 25 years since I've been to one, and the reason is I also traveled a lot and got lost. And what did I think about? See who in the heck's still alive.
Quickly, guys, what are you doing these days?
What?
What are you doing these days?
Retired. 40 years in the business world, okay?
I'm retired from the demolition business.
Tried to retire and it didn't take, and I do consulting work.
And I'm still working part-time and enjoying life.
Oh, my name is John Huber, class of 1957, Lincoln High School.
And what are you doing these days, John?
I'm retired.
What are you retired from?
Research physicist.
Married?
No.
I'm Linda Bentley, and I'm now Linda Peterson. I'm retired. I'm a full-time RVer for 17 years, travel all over the U.S.
I'm Jim Coulter, retired from Chevron for 34 years. Now live in Sequim, Washington. I golf and have a yacht. We do a lot of fishing and boating.
Think back about all the teachers you had at Lincoln High School. Is there one that stands out in your mind, maybe a favorite that you still think about every now and then?
My favorite was the golf team. Played on the golf team for 3 years and we never lost.
Who's your golf coach?
My golf coach was L.W. Johnson.
I worked in the counseling office, and Mr. Starcevich, Miss Orell, and Mrs. Levere were my favorites.
I'd say Mrs. Peacock, she was a math analysis teacher.
What'd you like about her?
No, she was an excellent teacher.
Now? Hi, I'm Bernice Hadley Kent, and I live in Edmonds. I'm married, obviously, because I have a different last name. We have 4 children, 4 grandchildren, and I'm still working. I own my own business called The Designing Woman. I'm an interior designer and a landscaper and a landscape designer. That's it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Robin Judd King. Okay. And I live in Linwood, and I am retired, and I'm enjoying every minute of it.
And what are you retired from?
I'm retired from the state of Washington.
All right.
Hi, I'm Lene McAnally. It used to be Knutson, and I'm retired. I have 2 children and 2 grandchildren, and I'm enjoying my retirement. I worked at a college for 15 years, and then I went back to school and got my master's in my 50s, and now I'm retired.
Hi, I'm Dorothy Isaacson Falk, and I have 4 children, 4 boys, and 3 grandchildren, and I'm enjoying my life.
Hi, I'm Ruth Goldblatt. I now live in Arizona, and I have 3 grandchildren, a daughter. I have my husband and I have done 75 cruises. Yes.
Now, ladies, think back about all the boys in your class. I know there had to be one you thought was kind of cute. Maybe you had a little crush on him. Who would that be for you?
Bill Moody.
I have no idea. I'm sorry.
I can't remember. I didn't go out with one. I went somewhere else.
I know. I went with a boy from from Roosevelt, so I don't know.
But I dated him. Leroy Hare. Crazy Legs Hair. Crazy Legs Hair.
Grade school with Leroy.
Yeah, I'm Rennie Dietzen. I go by Ray now. I live in Seattle and Palm Desert, California during the winter. I have a lovely wife, Barbara, and two sons and 6 grandchildren. And I've been retired for the last 2 years. I was in the grocery business. Yeah.
My name's Mike McPhee. I've been married for 42 years. My wife, Dana. I've got 6 grandchildren, retired from the hospital industry, and live in Port Angeles, Washington.
My name is Frank Wallace. I've been married to my wife, June. I have 2 children, a boy and a girl, and 7 grandchildren. We just recently moved back from North Carolina to Edmonds, Washington, and love it.
Jim Stelzner, I was on the reunion committee. My wife, Harriet Johansson, was on the committee also. We live in Lake Forest Park, Washington, and Phoenix, and we're having our 50th anniversary this year.
Now, guys, when you think back about Lincoln High School, what do you remember? What stands out in your mind about those years that you spent there?
Just great years. With everybody, I still see a lot of people from Lincoln, and enjoyed the years and a little drinking.
Great fellowship at Lincoln, great basketball team, won the state championship during those years, and also a good football team most of the time.
It was just a really good time there. I came there after my big brother, and that's who most people knew. So anyway, I had a great time.
I mainly remember all the friends that I met at Lincoln that are still my best friends today. I see them, I see 4 or 5 of the guys I graduated with on a darn near a weekly basis year round. And that's the most I got out of Lincoln right there. It was a great school. Nice.
Bev Johnson. Is that what you wanted?
And what do you do these days, Bev?
I'm retired and I'm a librarian that I'm active in a community of all retirees.
Where do you live now?
Trilogy in Redmond Ridge.
Any children?
Yes.
Grandchildren?
Yes. And more on the way. 1 on the way.
Bonnie Spencer.
And what do you do these days, Bonnie?
I'm a business manager for a memory care place.
Married?
Yep.
Any children?
3 children, 7 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren.
Oh, cool.
Okay, Gloria Dunatov now. Live
live in Atlanta, Georgia. Came a long way to come to this. Yeah, we have 3 boys, 3 sons, 2 grandchildren.
What's your maiden name?
Packley.
And why'd you move to Atlanta?
One of our sons works for Delta Airlines, so we kind of got coerced.
Hi, I'm Peggy McCullough Green. Been retired for several years. I was the president's assistant at Lake Washington Technical College in Kirkland. I have 2 sons and 8 grandchildren that I dearly love.
Marilyn Howard Murphy. I don't do anything.
Come on, as little as you can get away with, huh?
Right. Well, I travel when I can. And I have 2 children and 3 grandchildren.
Sue Gerbing Cancella. I live in Kenmore, and I'm retired. And we like to travel and have a boat that we like to go out on.
And what are you retired from?
I was working at the University of Washington, and we have 3 daughters and 5 grandchildren.
I know your sister Barbara. Hi, I'm Beverly Pfeiffer Gessel, and I worked at the University of Washington for 40 years. I was in charge of the commencement ceremonies there, and I just retired about 6 years ago, and 4 grandchildren, 3 children.
Let's start with you, Beverly. How do you think your personality has changed since high school? Are you different than you were 50 years ago?
I don't think so. I'm always outward. Yeah, always. Have been.
I think so. Yes.
How have you changed?
Oh, I think I'm more outgoing.
I think I'm as crazy as I ever was.
I hope I'm not as crazy as I was in high school.
Talk about those things.
Yeah, no, I pretty much stayed the same. Yep.
Me too. Yep.
No, I'm much more self-assured, and I'm a lot louder.
I thought you were going to say selfish.
I thought she was too.
And Sue and I re-met because she goes and is very active at the church where my daughter goes, and it was just kind of fun that we kind of got, yeah.
Can you give me some gossip about her in high school? Some good gossip?
No, of course not. Listen, classmates never tell.
Jim Elkey from Yakima, 150 miles.
Jerry Bacon, about 40 miles, South Whidbey.
Bridgeport, I'm Bill Von Stubbe, 150 miles. Yakima.
Lee Hare, Soap Lake, Central Washington, 180 miles. And if anybody's near that, I'm 181. Okay.
Ray Goforth, Paulsbo, 10 miles.
Oh, boo.
Now, guys,
if you can swim.
Hey guys, when you got out of high school, do you remember what you wanted to do with your life? Did you guys do that or something different? What did you want to do when you got out?
I went in the Navy.
How about after that?
4 years in the Navy, and I went to work for Hughes Aircraft Company for 30 years.
Did you ever get married?
Twice.
Any kids?
2 kids. 5 grandkids.
What did you want to do out of high school, Leroy?
Really, I wanted to retire, but it didn't work out. I had to go to work. I've had too many jobs. I can't cover them all. And
Which was your favorite job? Your biggest
job? I was president of Shoreline Savings for a while, and I took most of the money out of the vault when I left.
When did you get out?
Just at the collapse.
Did you have any kids?
Yeah, 2. 2 kids and a bunch of grandkids and other people. Oh, and 2 cats. You forgot the cats, damn it. Oh, the weasel, he died. No food. Couldn't afford it.
Fisherman and a hunting guide.
And what'd you do for a career, Bill?
Physician.
Any children?
3 daughters.
Yeah, I wanted to pan gold in Canada, but it didn't quite work out. I couldn't get across the border, so then I became the planning director for almost 3 miserable decades at the city of Mercer Island.
I just wanted to get in my Corvette and tour the country. It didn't work out.
And what'd you do for a career?
I was a building contractor.
Now, guys, what sort of activities were you involved in back at Lincoln High? Were you into sports, music, drama?
Cars.
What kind of cars you drive?
Hot rods.
What'd you have in high school?
41 Ford.
Football in the Beanery.
Were you on the football team?
Yeah.
What position?
End, left end.
Way out,
Dynamic
left out.
position.
How was your team in 57?
Let's go on to the next person. Let's not even stay there.
Girls.
Any girl in particular?
Roberta.
Hey, Leroy.
How the heck you doing? Girls and a little bit of baseball in that order.
What position did you play?
Pitcher.
How fast did you throw it?
About 32 miles an hour.
Cars and girls and beer.
I'm Leon Leonard. I traveled 40 miles.
From where?
Puyallup.
Hi, I'm Dick Hales, and I came all the way from Bellevue today, a good 10 miles. So it's great to be here and see some old friends.
I'm Gary Graybill. I came from Marysville, about 50 miles.
Dan Leonzo came from Puyallup also. It's about 40 miles from my house to here. I'm having a ball.
Yeah, I'm Dick Rockney, came from Edmonds.
I'm Doug Middendorf. I come from Edmonds too.
Now, guys, I want you to tell me some things you've done since high school, maybe with your career, maybe your family, maybe a personal thing that you've done you're pretty proud of. What would you say, Doug? What would you tell somebody about your life?
Well, I've been a furniture peddler for 42 years. I've been a road guy for 42 years. That's what I do.
Did you ever get married?
Yeah.
Any children?
4.
How about you, Dick? What are some things you've done?
Well, I worked at the Seattle Times for 37 years, writing sports, and had a great time. It was fun. I've been married for almost 50 years and 3 kids.
Are you hoping Michael Vick goes to jail?
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. How about you, Dan?
I worked at the University of Washington for over 20 years. I designed medical forms. I designed the very first form for the first heart transplant at University Hospital. I was married to Judy Nielsen, class of 58, now deceased. We had 2 kids and I got 4 grandkids. The oldest is 19 now.
How about you, Jerry?
I worked for PIE Trucking for 30 years. I have 5 children, and I retired in 1990. I really enjoyed my retirement years.
Sure. And I am a CPA, and I've practiced public accounting in Seattle for about 40 years, and I'm still doing it, and I enjoy it a lot. I've been married twice, 18 years. Just reaching 18 years for this one, and I had 18 years with my first wife. I have 3 children, and they're all doing wonderfully.
I taught at the University of Oklahoma for 7 years and at the University of California for about 6 years. I've been an environmental consultant the rest of that time. My wife, Janet, is a music director.
What's your name?
Leroy Garcia.
What are you doing these days, Leroy?
I'm a gentleman farmer.
Anybody not here from your class you wish you could have seen? You think of any buddies that's not going to be here tonight?
Yeah, Russell Axtell and Mike Elledge. Mike Elledge has the bookstore in Duval, the used bookstore. And he's been there for a long, long time. And Russ Axtell is in Florida.
Did he give you discounts?
It's cheap to start with.
I don't know who's not going to be here. I could mention the same 2 that Doug did. I'd love to see those 2 guys, but I know they aren't going to be here.
I'd like to see Ron Stenmo. I don't know if he's here or not, but I've been looking for him.
I'm hoping to see Norm Peterson if he shows up.
I'd like to see Tom Kramer if he'd showed up, but I do know that Ron Stenmo is here. He's around the corner. Right?
Anybody not here you wish you could have seen?
Well, I think Don Bentley,
Yeah, he's
who
not.
died in the Vietnam War.
He's in Africa. Ron Stenmo.
How about you, sir? Anyone not here you wish you could have seen tonight?
Rennie Geetson. I've been looking for Rennie somewhere.
He's over here.
Okay.
I'm Kay Johnston Winner. I live in Mount Vernon. I'm a retired RN. We like to travel. We do quite a bit, my husband and I.
I'm Peggy Dobbins Conrad, and I am not a retired RN. I'm an RN that's still practicing. My husband's a physician, and we do ministry in West China, and we just got home this week from doing eye surgery. So
And I'm Shelley Brock Rondo, and I live in Edmonds, and I'm a retired high school teacher from Edmonds District. And I have 2 daughters and 5 grandchildren, and a wonderful husband.
Now, ladies, if the 3 of you could go back and relive your high school days, do you think you would be any different? Would you change anything at all about the way you were, or the way the times were, the school was? What would you change?
I'm so thankful we're out of the 50s.
You like it better now?
Yes.
Usually I hear just the opposite.
No. We had our heads in the sand in the 50s.
I'm thinking they closed the school after we got out, so I don't know.
Did you have a good time in high school?
Sure. A great time.
I would say I would try to be more outgoing if I went backwards, because I was kind of shy.
Okay, hi, I'm Muriel Johnson. My maiden name's Deborah, and I'm living in San Diego now. My daughter lives down there. We retired, and we lived in Portland for 30 years, but we moved to San Diego when we retired so we could be with my daughter and our grandkids, and we love it down there. I'm very happy to be here.
What do you retire from?
I work for the Beaverton School District in the district office, and I worked with insurance.
Well, hi, I'm Bill Marshall, and I moved back east soon after graduation, and I've lived in New England ever since, right now in Rhode Island. I have 1 daughter, and she has 3 kids, and I spend a lot of time with my grandchildren, but I'm still working. I haven't figured out how to get out of that.
What kind of work?
I'm an underwater sound technician, and study sonar and that sort of thing. Didn't want to miss this for anything, and it's good to see everybody.
Hi, I'm Judy Copsey. My maiden name is Staff. I'm currently living in Athol, Idaho. My husband and I are both retired. We have 4 kids and 8 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren. And it was good to be here.
Hi, I'm Jim Wright. I live in Linwood. I'm divorced, but I have 4 kids. I finally found out what caused them, and 3 grandkids. I'm retired from Western Washington University, and I look forward to coming out and seeing everybody that is going to lie about their past professions.
Do you think you'll ever get married again?
Never.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Smart man.
Too many college co-eds to choose from.
Hi, I'm Diane Mendoza. Maiden name is Regan. I live in Long Beach, Washington, on the beach. I'm retired in 1959 from the legal field. I have 1 daughter, 4 grandsons, and I'm hoping to get a great-grandchild pretty soon, but I don't think they're ever going to get married. And I came back here just for the fun of it, to see people. I don't know a lot of people anymore, but it's nice to see we're all getting old together.
Tell me something you'd like to do in your life for the next 5 or 10 years. Is there somewhere you want to travel to, a hobby, a new career? Anything at all?
A new career? I would like to buy a huge piece of property and get every single abused animal on there and take care of them.
I want to continue to travel. My daughters, 2 of them work for the airline, so I can have free travel at any place in the world. So I've been doing that quite often, and I'm going to continue until they drag me off the aircraft. So.
We have done some traveling for the last couple of years, and we just settled down again, and I just want to be a homebody and work on my crafts.
Well, I've worked hard for 50 years, and I'm getting a little tired, so I'm going to phase out of that and go into retirement mode. And my main hobby is singing, so I'll be doing more of that when I'm retired. Singing, yeah.
Give me 1 line to a song. Who's your favorite singer?
This is choral singing, so it's not like American Idol, right?
No, you're not going to do a solo.
No, I'm not going to break into song.
Okay, I enjoy square dancing and golfing, and enjoy to travel, play with the grandkids.
Okay, I'm Linda Weinberg, Linda Hertrich Weinberg,
and I live in Vancouver, Canada, and I'm married, have been married forever, and same guy. And I'm a retired teacher, and I have 2 girls. We have 2 girls and 1 grandson, 1.5 grandchildren, and woohoo! I'm really happy to be here with all my old friends.
Okay, I'm Laura Anderson Bailey. I'm here with my husband of 46 years, and we live in Seattle. We have 3 grown children, and what else? 2 daughters-in-law, no grandchildren.
I'm Lynn Anderson Johnson. I've been married for almost 49 years. We live in Green Valley, Arizona. Have 1 daughter, 2 grandchildren, and I love to play tennis.
Now I want to know, what would 3 girls do for fun back in 1957? Let's say on a Saturday night, what would you do?
Oh, we skied.
We skied and did a slumber party before we went skiing.
Absolutely. And we did that too. It's the truth.
Were there ever any boys there?
Slumber parties, no. Skiing, yes.
On the ski bus. Linda's brothers were there.
That's right, they were.
Yeah,
they weren't so attractive to me.
My name is Dolores Jackson Rodabaugh, and I'm retired executive secretary. Right now I live in Mount Vernon, and I'm a Skagit County mediator. I also volunteer with the League of Women Voters and the Lincoln Theater and Skagitonians to Preserve Farmlands, and that keeps me busy.
I'm Barrett Munsauce. I'm a retired commercial fisherman and furnace mechanic, and I work part-time in a parts house now, and newly remarried here a year now, and I got a couple of granddaughters with that, so we're enjoying things.
What's the biggest fish you ever caught?
58-pound king salmon.
Did you reel that in yourself?
No, I cheat. I use a quarter-mile of net.
I'm Dharma Hallback and Wright. I'm retired. I live on Whidbey Island. I retired from the Foreign Service. I don't have any children, so no grandchildren.
Yeah, my name's Don Waters. I live in the Tri-Cities, Pasco, Washington area. Have 6 children, about 9 grandchildren, and 4 great-grandchildren. So retired out of the towboat industry.
How do you guys feel like Lincoln High School kind of carved your life? Like, what was it about this high school that was so special that keeps you coming back to these reunions? What would you say?
Just renewing friendships that we've had in the past.
Did you make a lot of friends in high school?
Oh, I think so.
This is my first one, so I can't say I have any reason for returning, but so far it's very nice.
And can you tell us why you didn't go to the other ones? Just because they couldn't find you, or because you just didn't?
I was overseas.
I think probably a lot of us want to go back just to see what things were like. This is the second time I've been to a reunion. All the times before I was in Alaska when they had them, so I hadn't, had the opportunity. But it's kind of neat to go back and see some of the people that we knew.
How often do you think about high school?
Oh, I can't say I think about it all that often, but
once in a while.
Yeah.
How about you?
I don't think about high school at all, but what brings me back is my friends that I have, and the Brownie group. We always come, and Girl Scouts.
Gilbert Levander, live in Buckley, Washington. Lived there for about the last 30 years. Retired from General Electric Company. Been in business for myself for the last 10 years. Do a little bit of construction, land development, and we have interests over in Moses Lake and Richland.
And who's the guy standing next to you?
The guy standing next to me here is Bill Lovell.
What was he like in high school? Tell me.
He was a terrible cut-up. He was always giving the teachers a bad time.
Yeah, well, in high school, it was mostly the golf games what I liked the best, and
What are you doing these days, Bill?
I've been a builder and a developer for all these years, and I think I'm kind of retired. I built a couple of houses over in Moses Lake this last year and sold those, and so now I'm just kind of looking around other properties, see if I can find something to do.
Any kids?
I have 2 kids that have been divorced for like 15 years, and both my kids live here in Seattle, and I live in Renton.
Okay, I'm Sally Holcomb, and we live in Redmond. I have two children and 3 grandchildren, and I'm retired. And
what do you retire from?
Being a housewife. Actually, I'm still a housewife, so maybe I'm not retired.
What's one hobby? What do you do for fun?
I paint.
Very nice. Hi, I'm Bill Stahl. I'm from Richland, Washington. Married to a lovely lady for about 40 years. We have we have 9 grandchildren. I was a manufacturer's representative, and I sold instrumentation and process equipment for about 25, 30 years, and consulted the last several years. I'm now retired. Golf is my major hobby, I guess.
Did you golf today?
Yeah, no, yesterday. We're on a lot of these guys are part of the Lincoln golf team. We were undefeated for our team. We were on it. We were undefeated in the Seattle League for 3 years.
Who's better, you or Gil?
He's much better. He's still got that sweet swing same.
Sometimes he can, sometimes he can't.
My name's Leonard Blinn. I went to Lincoln 54 to 57, obviously. Since then, I've been working as an interior designer after college and trying to retire, not having much luck because there's so much demand for it, especially in Seattle where I now live. So I guess I'll just keep working until I'm not.
Okay. My name is Bill Turner. I live in Edmonds, Washington now. I'm retired. I left Union Oil when Union Oil left the country. My wife and I have 1 son. He's a grocery manager for Safeway, and that's about the extent of my life.
My name is Irma, was in high school Irma Folkald. It's now McCarthy. I'm married to Pat McCarthy, and I have 2 daughters, 4 grandchildren. I'm still working. I'm a financial systems analyst, and I'm planning to retire in December.
My name is John Daniels. I live in Kingston, Washington with my wife, and I have 7 wonderful grandchildren. I'm still working. We're building custom homes and just enjoying living over there in the country.
My name's Carolyn Spence McCullough, and I live currently on Whidbey Island. I'm married with 3 children. I'm a retired registered nurse, and I spend my winters in Sun City West, Arizona.
My name is Bob Gordon. I have a hell of a lot of grandkids and kids. And I've got 7 kids, same wife, 45 years. We have a cattle and hay ranch in south of Winnemucca, Nevada.
Now, guys, I want you all to think back about Lincoln High School for a minute, about the 50s, the high school days. Tell me one story, something that happened to you that you can tell us about, maybe a good story with a teacher, another student, maybe a car.
I can remember a fella, and I think it was Jim Kirk. A little old gal come in, the librarian, 90 years old, and asked for her credit, asked for the library card, and he took his piece of paper and stuck it on a pencil and stuck it up to her, and she pulled it off, and I'll never forget that. That was pretty good.
Probably my favorite memory in high school was I had a 49 Chevy convertible that I got to drive back and forth to school until it got totaled out in my senior year.
Did you think you were pretty cool driving that?
Oh, yes.
Yes, but I had a 49 Pontiac convertible, bright yellow with a Continental kit. It would go about almost 50 miles an hour.
Did the girls like you because of that?
I don't think they like me anyway.
Probably one of the fondest memories is I met my husband, and I'm still married to my husband, and I got to drive his 54 Ford hardtop Victoria.
It's not really a fond memory, but I was sitting in 118 study hall. One of my friends threw an orange. It missed me, hit the wall. Mr. McEachran blamed me. When my wife showed up 4 years later, the big spot on the wall, on a brand new painted wall, was still there. So, like I say, it's not my fondest memory, but it's one that I remember.
Hi, my name's Cliff Larson, class of 57. I'm retired. I play golf. I work for a labor union for most of my working career. And I live out in Briar in Snohomish County. And if you see this, you remember me, come visit. Thanks.
Yeah, good evening. My name's Dave Campbell. I retired from the Seattle Fire Department after 34 years of service. I've been retired for 10 years. And I love to play tennis, fly fish, and occasionally I build a house or two.
Hi, I'm Judy Madden. And wouldn't you know, I'm just thrilled to be here with these guys. This man joined the fire department that my dad was in, battalion chief in. Well, I'm a country girl now. After raising 6 children with the Navy, I ran a tack store and a boarding stable, and now I'm prowling around the mountains on horseback.
Hi, I'm Ray Ryamaki, class of 57. I've been retired for 10, 12 years, live in Phoenix for the most part, but we do a lot of traveling. We enjoy our life, our retirement, and everything is very, very good right now. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Joel Leidecker. I'm not retired. I still teach at Santa Clara University. Live in Sun Valley, Idaho. Life is not good for me because I'm still working and all these other gentlemen are retired.
What's it take to be a great teacher? What do you think?
What it takes to be a great teacher is magnetism. And I learned magnetism in 1957 at Lincoln High School. Mrs. Tequila in the Spanish class. And Dave Campbell taught me magnetism.
Is there anybody not here from your class that you really wish you could have seen tonight? Do you think of any friends that you wish could have made it to this reunion?
I would have liked to have seen Tiger Woods. He was in our class. Yeah.
No, I've seen everybody that I was hoping to see so far, and I'm seeing some that I see that I didn't even know I was expecting to see.
I'm looking for Patricia. I can't remember her last name, but she lived near me.
I wish Phil Weber could be here tonight. He was the PI's photographer for 40 years, passed away last year.
I think I've seen everybody that I'd like to see here or here.
Actually, on a very serious note, I wish Gary Hessel was here. Gary was a big member of our class, and I certainly would have liked to have seen him still alive.
Hi, my name is Ken Clark, and I'm come up here from Redwood City, California, where I'm married and I'm retired from a career in chemistry. And I want to say hi to everybody who is here from 1957.
And my name is John Easton. I'm happily retired, part-time, and looking for work all the time, and trying to stay busy. And my home's in South Carolina, but I'm just happy to be here. And hello to Lincoln High, and happy to see all these guys too. Thank you.
I'm Jerry Brooks. I live in Highland, New York. I'm an Episcopal priest in the Diocese of New York.
And I'm Norma Mackey Turner, live in Port Angeles, and I'm usually ornery.
And what are you doing these days?
Especially now.
Trying to be as ornery as possible.
Kelsey McMichael. I live in Jensen Beach, Florida. I'm a retired school teacher.
I'm Bev Anderson Washburn. I live in Snohomish. This is a great group here because I went to church and grade school, and my whole neighborhood is kind of here.
You're the leader?
Well, I don't know
She is the leader.
Okay.
Gary Anderson. I live in Wenatchee, Washington. I'm a retired high school science teacher for 10 years. My wife says I'm a full-time fly fisher.
Now think back about all the teachers you had at Lincoln. Is there one that stands on your mind, maybe a favorite, one that had an impact on your life when you think about all your teachers?
Boy.
Were you a good student, Gary?
No.
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 I can attest to that.
Were you too busy having fun?
I didn't get it. I just didn't get it.
How about you, Bev?
I sat right behind Gary, or he sat behind me because we alphabetized ourselves to death. But I had Miss Mosier was my gym teacher.
Did Gary ever look at your paper? Copy your answer?
No, did you?
I've looked at them, never copied.
Well, I had two teachers. Mrs. Lee, who taught us U.S. history, she was about 4 feet tall, and Norm Dalthorpe, who taught us health education. Those are two outstanding teachers.
Well, since I have a terrible memory, I'm not sure, but I think A.P. Johnson was sort of ornery, but okay.
Oh, for me, it was clearly Warren Littlejohn. He was the journalism teacher. He was like the best. Oh my God, I'll never forget him.
I'm Robert Burke, and I'm from Everett, Washington.
Jack McKay, Port Ludlow.
Nancy Schultz Laferno from Key Peninsula, Gig Harbor area.
Jim Kirk from Edmonds, Washington.
Dennis Erickson's Portland, Oregon.
Now, Nancy, did these four guys ever ask you out on a date back in high school?
Oh, every one of them. Every one.
Yeah, but she turned me down.
Where would a guy take a girl on a date back in '57? Where was the popular spot?
Dick's Drive-In. Isn't it?
That's too far back to remember.
Northgate Theater.
Yeah, right.
You never what you said.
Where would a guy take a girl on a date back in '57?
Oh, Dick's Drive-In, of course.
Did the guy always pay?
No. It was always Dutch.
Let me ask you guys, start with you, sir. When you got out of high school, what did you want to do? Do you remember? Did you go on to do that or something different?
What did I want to do?
What did you want to do when you got out of high school?
I had to go to college.
After college? Any goals?
Not really.
What'd you end up doing for a career? What'd you end up doing for a career?
I ran companies. Yeah.
Made millions?
No. Just one small business after another. I had a machine shop and marine electronics.
Any children?
2 children, 6 grandchildren.
How about you, Jack? What'd you want to do when you got out of high school?
Coach football.
Is that what you did?
I ended up coaching football for 5 years.
Any coach from Lincoln inspire you to want to get into coaching?
Oh, Mahosky and Nolan, yeah.
What's it take to be a great coach? What do you think?
Persistence, good kids. A lot of good kids. 10% coaching, 90% kids.
Do you have any kids of your own?
Yes, I have a son who's a superintendent of schools and a daughter who's a PTA president.
What'd you want to do out of high school, Nancy?
Just get out of my parents' home.
How old were you when you did that?
Pardon me?
How old when you did that?
18.
And then what'd you do?
What did I do? Well, I raised 3 marvelous children. That's the best thing I've done.
Give me one hobby today. What do you do for fun?
Gardening, dancing.
Are you a good dancer?
Damn right.
I'll be an artist.
What kind of artist?
Watercolor.
Are you still doing that?
No, I said that's what I wanted to do. I wound up being a state auditor.
Did you get married?
Yes.
Any children?
1.
Are you still working or retired?
Retired.
What do you do for fun now?
Paint children's faces.
What did you want to do at high school, Dan?
Electrical engineering.
That's what you did?
Yep.
Still working or retired?
Still working.
Any children?
3.
Bill Thompson. I live in Redmond. Got a couple of kids, 8 grandkids, and hope to retire in December.
What kind of work do you do?
I don't remember. Oh, I'm in sales.
Hi, I'm Carol Talcott Titus. I live in Augusta, Georgia. I have 2 children. I have 2 grandchildren. I'm a retired educator, and I raise and show quarter horses.
How long have you lived in Georgia?
28 years.
I'm Mike Rogers, live on Bainbridge Island, have 2 children and 4 grandchildren, and just a happily retired guy. Do a lot of traveling.
What do you retire from?
I was a stockbroker.
I'm Joanne Springston Madsen. I live in Iowa City, Iowa, where my husband teaches political science at the University of Iowa. I teach French to children, and I also do work with English as a second language.
Can you say happy 50th reunion in French?
Let's see. Bon anniversaire pour le 5e anniversaire.
Impressive.
I'm Ed Hedges. Been married now. My wife Joanne. We're retired from the office furniture business. We love to boat. We have 2 children and 4 grandchildren.
Who are some classmates you still keep in touch with today? Is there anybody you still talk to, Ed?
Joanne.
This is Joanne.
What was Joanne like in high school?
Oh, she was outstanding.
Did you ever ask her out?
Yes.
Say yes?
Yes, oh, of course. We were good friends.
You remember where he took you on the date?
I remember going to Dick Parker Ballroom for one day. Bowling.
Did you let her win?
What?
Did you let her win at bowling?
Oh, of course.
I introduced Ed to his wife.
Yes.
Do you still keep in touch with anybody besides Ed?
Yes, Sue Purdy.
How about you, Mike?
Oh, my good friend Bill Moore, who's not here. He lives in Peoria, Arizona, and is a happily retired fighter pilot from the Air Force.
No, I'm sorry to say I have not kept in touch. I haven't been in the Seattle area for 49 years.
You recognizing people pretty easily?
No, but I'm having a great time.
How about you, Bill?
No, I have not been in touch with anybody. This is my first reunion I've been to. I usually go to my wife's reunion. But,
Tell us why you waited so long.
I don't really know. But I got talked into this one.
Are you glad you came?
And I'm glad.
What? I'm Patty Barnes Jackson. And my husband and I are retired, and we live in Palm Springs for 8 months of the year and come up here and travel for the rest of the time. We have 3 children, 8 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren.
Casey Mulligan Benson, and my husband and I have 2 homes. One is in Yuma, Arizona, and one is on Hartstein Island by Shelton. And we split 6 and 6. And we're enjoying life.
I'm Robert Beavers, and my career was in the Merchant Marine. I sailed for 25 years. We're retired. I live in Granite Falls, Washington. And that's it.
I'm Loy Elkins Beavers, and we have 2 daughters and 4 grandchildren, and we live in the country.
And you 2 are married?
Yes.
I'm Jeanette Duncan Detler. We live in Redmond. We have a daughter and a son, and we're expecting our first grandchild in October, so we're excited. I taught school, and now we're both retired and love traveling.
Hi, I'm Bev Cook, and I raised 6 kids. I have 8 grandkids, and the 9th is on its way. I live in Bothell. I'm a retired teacher, but I am working again because it's boring not working.
Hi, my name is Jenny Jacobson Douglas. My husband Jim and I live up at Lake Goodwin in the summer. We live in Arizona in the winter. We have 3 children. We have 5 grandchildren. We are sort of semi-retired, not quite yet, enjoying life and trying to cut down on things a little bit.
Is there anybody not here from your class that you really wish you could have seen at this reunion? Do you think of anybody that didn't show up at this reunion that you wish you could have seen?
Dead or alive. I would have loved to have my best friend Joanne Johnson here. Joanne Johnson Pearson died back in about 1985, and she would have enjoyed being here.
Yeah, I would like to see Dorothy Leakey.
I would agree with Jenny. We really miss Joanne.
I'd like to have seen Pat Mitchell.
Dennis Richter.
Diane Massey.
I would have liked to have seen Sally Mills. Been looking for her for a while.
Jackie
Jackie Goet Clark, and I've been a first grade teacher for about 20 years. I retired about 3 years ago. We have 3 children and 4 grandchildren.
Dennis McLeod. I'm not retired, I just don't have a job. And I'm happy that way.
Any children?
That live? Yeah, 2. Yeah.
Goldie Clitheroe Barnhart. I have 6 children, 10 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. I'm a part-time bartender at an Eagles, and I've been married to Bill for 10 years. And that's all.
I'm Murray Moen. Got 2 children and 2 grandchildren. Let's see here. I live up in Lake Stevens, and history-wise, I was went State Patrol. Well, I was Navy, and then went State Patrol, and then electronics at GTE. I'm retired now.
One quick question. Tell me something you were involved in back at Lincoln High School. Were you into sports, music? What were you involved in, Murray?
Well, I had tried out for football, but had to stop to work, get a part-time job, and then I also worked down in the cafeteria and the cashier in the lunchroom.
Oh, I was a member of AAA, or Triple L, secretary.
I played football and hooky.
Yeah.
I enjoyed being on the totem staff.
Reggie Anderson, living at Green Lake.
My name is Paul Bell, and I live in Shoreline, Washington.
And Paul, who's this guy next to you?
This is Bill Lyon.
What was he like in high school?
Bill was quiet.
Very quiet. Thank you.
And who's this guy, Bill?
Larry Rundorf.
What was he like?
Well, if you want to start back in grade school, I can tell you a lot of stories. But then we went all the way through junior high and high school together. All 3 of us did.
Now, I want you 3 guys to think about all the girls in your class back in 1957. Now, Larry, I know there had to be somebody you thought was kind of cute. Maybe you had a little crush on her. She never knew about it. Who would that girl be?
That had a crush on that didn't know about it?
Maybe she knew about it. It doesn't matter if she knew or not. But give me one name, Larry.
Shirley was her name.
What's your last name?
Katka was her name at that time. Okay.
How about you, Bill?
Sure, I'll go Shirley Katka. I know her also.
There you go.
She's married to a friend of ours.
That's right, she's married to a friend.
How about you, Paul?
I would have to say probably Joy Bell Johnson.
Okay. Now, when you got out of high school, Larry, what did you want to do? Do you remember? Did you do that or something different?
I wanted to go into accounting, and that's what I ended up doing. I was in accounting. I graduated from the University of Washington in accounting.
Are you retired now?
Yes, I'm retired.
Do you have dreams about numbers?
Dreams about who?
Numbers? You dream numbers?
Nah, I don't think I dream numbers.
What are you doing?
I did then when I was in the business. I dreamed a lot of numbers.
Any children?
4 children, and we have 8 grandchildren.
How about you, Bill? What did you want to do when you got out of high school?
I stayed in the grocery business and ended 50 years of that.
Ever get married?
Yeah. In my spare time.
Any kids?
Been married 44 years now.
Children?
Got 2, no grandchildren.
How about you, Paul?
I've got 2 children and 6 grandchildren.
Hi, I'm Maridel Crummell Gale. I'm currently living on Bainbridge Island. I retired after 36 years at University of Oregon, and now I'm doing a lot of volunteer activities. I'm on the planning commission. I do tutoring of English as a second language students, and having a blast, and it's really great to be here.
My name is Norm Peterson. I'm living in Port Angeles, Washington. I'm a physician. I practice general psychiatry. I enjoy that very thoroughly. I work 3 days a week. I used to work 5, then down to 4, now 3 days a week. My wife and I love to go hiking in the Olympics 4 or 5 times a year. We go for 5 days and 4 nights, carry everything on our back, cook our food, have our tent, our sleeping gear, and camera equipment. We enjoy the Olympics very much, and we hope to do this for as long as the good Lord is willing.
Hi, I'm Pat Benson Adams, and this is my lovely, handsome husband, Harmon, and we live on Bainbridge Island. Have 3 sons, a a dog and a cat, and we've downsized to condo living, but love it.
Hi, I'm Jackie Coyne Smith. This is my husband, Bill. He graduated from Ballard. And we live in Kenmore. I have one daughter and 3 stepsons and 4 grandchildren. And I'm retired, but they keep calling me back to work. And I worked at Washington Dental Service for 34 years.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh boy.
Everybody's trying to get by here. Judy. Elliot Sprague.
And what are you doing these days, Judy?
Not much. Not much. Retired. Live very short ways away, top of Queen Anne.
What were you like in high school?
What was I like? You'd have to ask other people. I don't know.
I'm Jean Rector Waller, and I'm retired city clerk treasurer, and I live in Ephrata, Washington.
Any children?
I have 5 children.
How about you?
None.
Bob Forster, and I live in Port Ludlow, Washington.
Next door to my sister.
And next door to her sister. And let's see, I have children by marriage. Second marriage. We got two children and 5 grandchildren.
Are you retired?
I am retired. From the industrial design business that I was in.
Joan Towsley Christofferson. I live in Yakima. I'm retired from teaching. I taught for 31 years. I have 6 kids and 14 grandkids.
Holy mackerel, you Catholic?
No, Lutheran.
I'm Bud Leland. I'm a homeless person.
Honest man, I like it.
I'm self-employed. I have 3 beautiful daughters. I have 1 grandson. I play golf and just screw around.
What kind of business are you in?
I have a lumberyard.
I'm Carol Urick Harris. I had a wonderful career with IBM, 27 years, retired systems engineer, 1 son, 2 lovely grandchildren, and I sing and I dance. I'm a sweet Adeline.
Let's hear one line to a song.
I'm sorry, I'm a bass. It's a 4-part harmony. Without the other 3 parts, I'm nothing.
Is there anybody not here tonight that you wish you could have seen? Any classmates not here?
Yes.
Lolly Eilenfeld, I would like to see.
My friend had passed away, unfortunately, in the last 5 years. George Christie.
George Christie?
Yeah.
I've got a couple golfing buddies that I don't play golf with anymore that have passed away that I wish could be here. Gary Clark, Bob Thurman, Gary Peterson. That's all I can think of right offhand. How
about you, ma'am?
Lolly Eilenfeld is who I would like to see, and I don't know. I know where she is, but I thought she was coming, and I don't see her.
Have a good friend, Gene Cameron's not with us. Passed away back in '96, and Fred Rodolph is working up in Alaska.
Oh yeah, Fred.
Where is Fred?
Little Freddie Rodolph.
I'd like to see Rhoda Zake, Judy Callahan, Katie Harrop, and Jan Kelly.
What was the question?
Is there anybody not here you wish you could have seen?
Yeah, Karen Forson.
My best friend in high school was Shirley McBride, and she never comes to the reunions, and I miss her.
Hi, I'm Elsie Clark. I'm living at Des Moines at Wesley Homes Retirement Center these days, and I wish everybody in the class of 57 a great big hi.
I'm Elda Rodenhouse Times. I live in Mountain View, California.
I'm Betty Foray Marcellinus, and I live in Olympia, Washington.
I'm Joanne Clough Turner, and I live in Linwood, Washington.
Karen Winton Brunsey, and I live in Snohomish, Washington.
And I'm Barbara Snook-Hake, and I live in East Wenatchee, Washington.
Now, what would 5 girls do for fun back in 1957? Tell me what you would do on the weekend, or maybe a Saturday night or a Sunday afternoon.
I went out with my boyfriend
Who was your boyfriend?
from another school.
Oh, good. Oh, that was sneaky, dear. Oh, probably go to a dance.
That's what we did, particularly in the summertime or on the weekends.
We went to football games, we went to basketball games. Lincoln won a championship. And and then we would go to Dick's afterwards. And I went to Dee Millay stuff and Job's Daughter stuff, and that took up my Saturdays.
Now, ladies, tell me something you've done since high school that you're pretty proud of. Maybe your family, a career that you had, maybe a personal goal that you've accomplished in your life. What would you say? Start with you, Barbara.
I was an x-ray technician, worked in the heart lab at Providence Hospital. That was...
Tell us one hobby today. What do you like to do for fun?
Walk. That's about it.
Real estate broker in construction.
Did you ever get married?
Pardon me?
Did you ever get married?
Oh, I was married for 24 years, and then I got married to a wonderful man after that.
That's nice.
Did you have any kids in those marriages?
3.
I had 4 children, 2 handicapped. One is dead now, the other one is doing just great, and I don't remember anything I did remarkable.
Which one of your...
Survived. She survived. She survived cancer.
Oh, that's...
There you go.
Congratulations.
So did you.
Yeah. Well, after I graduated from the U in education, I had always wanted to be a dietitian, so I went back and did my master's in foods and nutrition and had a 30-year career in the food or the child nutrition programs and retired as director of the child nutrition programs for Washington State. And so I have a new career now, and I've taken up weaving.
And she's a cancer survivor
and I'm
as
a
well.
cancer survivor too.
Yeah, she is.
I'm proudest of having gotten my second master's at the age of 65 in gerontology because I couldn't figure out what it was like to be a senior.
Joanne Osman Gormel. And I live in Pennsylvania, Chadsford, but I grew up in Seattle, went to Daniel Bagley School with this young lady right here, Carol Watney Evans, and she and I went to Daniel Bagley together, and then went on to Hamilton and on to Lincoln. I think the interesting part about our story is that she and I went to kindergarten all the way through high school together. She used to come up and pick me up, and we would go to school together. Now, my sister's granddaughters live in my mother's house, and her son's daughter lives in her mom's house. So now they go to first grade together. They go to Daniel Bagley, and they're best friends.
And what are you doing these days?
Pardon me?
What are you doing these days?
I'm retired. I worked for DuPont. I worked for Corian, and now I come back and forth to the Northwest and try to travel. I like to travel.
My name is Carol Watney Evans, and I live in Linwood, Washington, and I have lived in Seattle all my life. And I work part-time, and I have 3 boys and 3 granddaughters, 2 that live in Seattle. And like she said, my granddaughter lives in my house, and I go to the same grade school to deal with my granddaughter all the time, and it is cool.
Hi, I'm Margaret Kennedy. I am living in Seattle right now, but spent a lot of my adult life in New York, in Manhattan, and worked in the theater and also with Human Rights Watch. And that's about all I can remember.
I'm Lynn Lance. I was married to Doug Phillips. We had 3 children. And I have 1 granddaughter, Cherie, lives in Michigan. But I remarried in 1982 to Vernon Hirschlip, and he passed away about 6 years ago. So I'm living in Monroe. I have a home there. I have a home in Arizona. I go down there every winter. So I'm having a good time.
I'm Shirley Christopherson, and that was my name in high school. I was married 25 years, and the name was Johnson. We have 3 children and 4 grandkids, but I went on to get my master's, and I was a school counselor for many years and ended up at a high school, which was fun, at Stadium High School. Then I took up golf, and now I have an RV, and I'm an older woman on woman, taking pictures and writing about being in our RV on the road.
How do you think you've changed since high school? Your personality. What were you like back then? Do you think you're different today?
Oh, I was very quiet and shy, and I think that part of me is still delightful, but I'm on my own now, and I'm really out there more, enjoying people more.
I'd have to say the same thing. I'm more outgoing now than what I used to be. I used to be very shy.
Yeah, come to think of it, I was shy too, and at this point, I don't think there's anything to be shy about.
Me too. I used to be very, very shy, and I am not anymore.
I think I was quiet. I'm very independent now. I've been married twice, and I do my own thing. I love life.
Okay, I'm Judy Williams Soderland. I live on Bainbridge Island. I have 3 children, 2 grandchildren.
And what are you doing these days?
Not a whole lot, just hanging around the house, trying to keep the garden together with my retired husband.
Larry Blair, I'm living at Edmonds now, taking care of my mother. Got 1 living child, 9 grandkids, 1 great-grand, retired, playing golf, working in my mom's yard, taking care of her, and having fun.
Hi, I'm Lynn Stanley, formerly Lynn Maidman. I live in San Diego, California. I have 1 daughter who's here with me tonight as my date. And I'm retired from the advertising public relations business. I spend all my time in California except when I can get to Seattle on vacation.
I'm Ron Harden. I still live in North Seattle. Haven't strayed far from home. I have 2 daughters, both happily married, 2 grandkids. Life is pretty good.
Now, when you think back about your years at Lincoln High School, what do you remember? What stands out in your mind about all those days you spent there, the 50s, all that stuff?
Well, I remember I had a lot of fun, probably too much.
Oh, I remember the boys and the cars and the hamburgers and the skirts and good things, all good things.
All I did was play sports, and that's about all I can remember doing, because I was afraid of girls.
You were afraid of girls.
Are you still afraid of them?
Yes. That's why I've been single for 17 years.
Well, in those years, Lincoln had those wonderful basketball teams, state champions, I think, 2 years. So I remember that and the wonderful friends I've made, and I still have those same friends now, so that's special.
Deanna Hutchison Beckstrom. I have 3 children. I've retired from working for attorneys for 20 years as a bookkeeper. And I have 18 grandchildren and 12 great-grandchildren. And that keeps me pretty busy.
Hi,
I'm Walter Pat Young, retired. Everything's great. Have a great day.
What are you retired from?
Stock listing. Made automatic fire protection systems.
Jackie Nichols Talbot, and I live in Rogue River, Oregon.
What are you doing these days, Jack? Smile.
I'm retired.
Retired from what?
Well, I guess I'm not retired. I'm still a housewife.
Any children?
Not anymore. I have a grandchild.
What's your name? You look like Jose. No. You look like you might have been a troublemaker in high school.
Yeah, he does.
He has that look, doesn't he?
Yes.
Ron Wilshans. Been retired for a number of years. I love to play golf. I did a lot of car racing. Life has been very, very good, and it's very, very nice to see all these healthy people around me tonight.
What'd you do for a job, Ron?
Microsoft.
I'm Wanda Conrad Rennick, and I've retired twice. I worked at Boeing, and I retired and worked at Swedish Hospital and retired. Of 4 children and 8 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. And I have a part-time job as a teacher's aide, English as a second language, and most of the time I spend in my swimming pool at home.
Now, what's been going through your mind the last couple of days before coming to this reunion? Would you say you were a little bit nervous? Were you looking forward to it? Were you worried you might not recognize people? What have you been thinking about, Wanda?
I was thinking it would be fun to see all of the people, but I'm finding that I don't recognize hardly any of them. So.
How about you, sir?
I think this is fabulous, seeing the people that are still living, having a good time, smiling. That's life. I mean, it's just great.
Not the same.
Hi, doing great. You know what? I got 3 kids. None of them are at home.
What have you been thinking about the last couple of days before tonight? What's been going through your mind the last couple of days?
Trip to D.C.
Oh, I was just hoping to see all my good friends, and I've seen a few.
Yes. Hello. Yes, I'm Della Davis, Trenton, Munich. And I am so happy to be here tonight. I have come from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, to be here tonight with all my friends. It's a wonderful night and loving every second. Thank you.
Well, I'm officially Barbara Ekman Webb, but I've been Bobby my whole life. And I was reluctant to come tonight because I lost my husband a few years back, and I'm so glad I came with friends that have been so supportive, and it's been a wonderful evening. Making old acquaintances and having fun with how we've changed, and just loving it up.
I'm Carol Rasmussen Starr, and I came from Bellevue to be here. And it's wonderful to see friends I haven't seen for a long time, and dear friends that I see all the time.
I'm Linda Wilshans, and I've been to all the class reunions. I wouldn't miss one for anything.
And now I want you to think about all the boys in your class back in 1957. I know there had to be one that you thought was kind of cute. Maybe you had a little crush on him. Who would that guy be for you, Linda?
I'm not going to tell.
I'll give you $5 right now.
I'm married to one of the class people, and I'm not going to tell.
So there is someone, but you just won't tell us.
That you're absolutely right.
How about a first name? That's it.
No.
How about you, Carol?
No, you're not. We all had someone, but we're not going to let that secret.
I was friendly to everybody because I couldn't see well, so I waved to everyone.
Well, I really actually liked all the older boys, but I did have a mega crush on Ray, Ethan. But we were boyfriend, girlfriend in junior high, and then now I like younger boys.
Now, ladies.
We think that makes sense.
Now, Linda, tell me something you've done in your life that you're pretty proud of today. Maybe it's something to do with your family, maybe a career, maybe a personal goal that you've accomplished. Share with us.
I endured raising 3 daughters. They're all beautiful and wonderful, but it ain't easy.
Are they like you were when you were their age?
Oh no, they're way better than I was.
But you weren't as...
I wasn't.
How about you, Carol? What are you proud of?
My 12 grandchildren.
You spoil them?
My 5 children, my grandchildren, and and of course I do. All grandmothers do. We have children so we can have grandchildren.
Yeah.
But what I enjoy so much is all of my friends that I've for all these 50 years. That my extended family. They really mean a lot to me. That bond is very special.
I echo a lot of those same thoughts. I have 11 grandkids and 5 kids all live in the Seattle area, and they are absolutely my lifeline. Just everything we ever dreamed about being a grandmother is true.
Oh my gosh, it's so much the same. I have one son, it is my son, and then I have 3 stepdaughters, and I have many step-grandchildren and also adopted grandchildren that I dearly love to pieces. And I would say right now my passion is art. I'm an artist, and I'm doing exactly what I love.
Oh, that's fantastic.
On your feet. On your feet, it's time for the alma mater. You remember it. And sing extra loud for those who don't know it, so that Karen and I are going to share this program. Hail to mighty Lincoln, to our alma mater, hail. Loyalists, we stand together, the red and black will never fail. Through the halls our spirits bring, in victory or defeat. Forever with our soul we'll sing, hail to Lincoln, hail! All right, now, Judy Elliott, Sally, come here. We're from Lincoln High School, we'll fight to win. Keep up the courage, held the boys along our peregrine. Come on, get up the battle, we'll follow you through. Bring home the bacon, we're strong for you. Over and that's a big thank you to them. And I'd like to have Gretchen, come here. Come on, Gretchen Geyser, please. And working her little off in order to help this work. This is the lady that really made it work. A thank you to Gretchen.
We're doing it again.
Hi, how are you? My name is Dan Burr, class of 57, here having a great time. Been living in Seattle for the last 35 years or so on Mercer Island. My wife Noelle and I have been married 45 years, 3 children, 8 grandchildren, not retired, working as an investment broker and loving every minute of it. This is a fabulous night, and it was so great to see so many old friends.
Hi, this is Earl Thompson, class of 57, enjoying a night here at the Space Needle. I've been involved in printing most of my life here from school on. I haven't quite retired. I've got the tired part down, but not retired yet. And my wife, Jareen, and I have 3 children. My middle son and his wife are taking over our business. They still allow us to come in once in a while. We have 3 grandchildren, and we're just enjoying life here as it goes. And this has been a great evening to get together with everyone. So.
My name is John Blackmore, and I traveled 73 miles.
From where?
From Bow, Washington.
Gary Maxfield, 35 miles from Lake Stevens.
Dick Lagerstrom, almost 500 miles from Boise, Idaho.
Now, Gary, remember Dick from high school?
Yes.
What was he like in those days?
He's a car enthusiast.
Was he?
Yeah.
What kind of cars you drive back then?
Chrysler.
Still have Chryslers?
Ferraris.
Oh, okay. Moving up. Hey, Dick, what was this guy over here like, John?
John was a very, very sharp dresser in my mind. He always had the best style, and I'd look to John and say, gee, it would be nice if I could be stylish like John. But I had to go deliver papers, so I was wearing my tattered jeans and dirty shirts.
Now, guys, one more question for you. When you got out of high school, what did you want to do? Do you remember? Did you do that or something different? Start with you, Dick. What did you think you were going to do?
Oh, I said I was going to be a dentist, but about 3 changes of majors later, I went into education.
What did you do for education?
Principal, special education supervisor, teacher, consulting teacher for the city of Boise.
Are you retired now?
I am retired.
Did you have any kids of your own?
I have a daughter who's a law student, and I have a son who is a medical technician in a local hospital.
How about you, Gary? What did you want to do out of high school?
I wanted to go into service in the Navy.
Is that what you did?
I did.
How about after that?
I went into heavy construction.
Are you still working?
Nope, retired.
Any kids?
We've got 3 boys and 4 grandkids.
What did you want to do out of high school, sir?
Gary and I joined the Navy together at the same time, and spent some time around the airplanes, and then I became an engineering drafter. I'm retired now.
Any children?
I have a boy and a girl.
Hi, I'm Dave Hansard. This is my wife, Jill.
Hello.
We live currently in Everett, and I am working. I retired, but I'm still working half-time at a Housing Hope. We provide low-income housing throughout Snohomish County. And hello, guys. It was fun to see everybody tonight, and hope you all had a good time.
Hi, my name is Bill Thomas. I'm with my buddy here, Dave. We went through grade school, junior high, and high school together. And it's really a neat evening to see all the other people that we haven't seen in years and years. And I hope it's not another 50 years before I see them again. Congratulations to all of you for being here.
What do you do these days?
I'm retired. I do a little coaching. I used to be a professional skater. Now I do a little coaching, but I'm pretty much retired from that. And I live in a little town called Minden, just south of Reno, Nevada.
What was Dave like in high school?
He's a ladies' man, you know, big time.
Okay. I'm Patricia Groeschel Snow. We live in Torrance, California, so it's been wonderful to come up here tonight. We have 8 children, 4 girls and 4 boys, and 21 grandchildren. I am an elementary school teacher, but didn't teach too long. I spent most of my time home raising the children. We loved high school. I thought it was a great time and great memories from Lincoln High School and all my friends. Fun to see everyone tonight, and have a good rest of your life. Thank you.
Hey, glad to see everybody's here tonight. This is Tom Skinner, who left in 1956 and went to California for the senior year. Did 25 of the years in the Air Force, and didn't get that right, so I flew airplanes for American Airlines and retired in 1998. Glad to see everybody that's here tonight, and I know many of you haven't had a chance to come with us tonight. Boy, you sure missed a great time, but I would like to thank the committee for everything they have done in putting all this thing together, and best wishes in your continued success.